Oh, that's got to be some of the most pornographic content I've ever put out there. Like I'm getting smashed from behind. Imagine that I'm being pounded. You can see who's pounding me. This is the sort of mindset that takes you to the next level in the gym. It's early in the morning here. It's 20 to 7. It's not that early really, is it? But I'm gonna hit some legs. Leg day. Gonna start on the leg extensions, get some blood into the muscle. This video, if you found it, it's for those people who have those skinny little legs, you know what I mean? You know, the tall people who are hard gainers. Let's try and put some muscle, let's try and put some size on those legs. Let's try and turn those little skinny legs into sexy legs so that when you lift your shorts up, all your muscles are popping, all your veins are bulging. Let's have a go at that. The annoying thing about this machine is the back pad is non-adjustable. It seems to have got stuck. Usually I like to take the back pad nice and far back so you can really lean back, and then once you get to the top, once you contract the muscle, you can kind of like thrust your body up just to get that extra little bit of pressure during the contraction. It's not really possible here, to be honest, which is a little bit inconvenient, but I'm gonna go for about 30 reps with a decent sized weight, but we're gonna take a little break if we need to, a little mini recovery, but we're not gonna take a full rest period, so we're gonna recover and then we're going to keep going, and then we're going to recover, and then we're going to keep going. So let's begin. Little breather. Can feel this, but we're going to keep on going, lads. Keep on going, geezers. Keep on going. Six more reps. 6 more reps. Come on, Tomo. Come on, Tomo, you little rat. That last rep was a little bit naughty, a little bit of a cheap rep, but it'll do. Now there is no denying that squats are a great exercise. I'm not dismissing squats, but I'll be honest, the sort of like free bar squats, barbell squat, you know, free, no support. I get nervous, man. I'm getting older, let's be honest. I am getting fucking older. Look at me, looking absolutely haggard. And the last thing I want to do is try and push myself on a squat, fuck my lower back up and be out of the game for weeks or months, or dealing with something long term, even if it's something small like a pain or a strain, that you're dealing with something for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks, and every time you push yourself, it rears its ugly head. So I prefer anything where you can stabilize yourself in a locked position, whether that be, you know, the traditional sliding hack squat, you know, where you put your back, you got your back supported, whether it be Smith machine, where obviously you've got that opportunity to lock out whenever you need to, or whatever this is. I'm genuinely unsure what this is. It's not like pendulum. Pendulum's a different one, so maybe it's like a V squat machine. But anyway, it's a really nice machine where you're in that locked range of motion, everything's sort of set in place, and you can just get some good reps out with the opportunity to lock out when you need to. So I'm going to do 6 reps on this nice comfortable weight, and then I'm going to start adding plates and just keep increasing until I can only do about 2 or 3 reps. So let's have a go. One more plate. Let's go for 6 more, and then we'll start adding 20, 45 pounds, and we'll go for 4 and 3s. Now, your boy Bobby is a big believer in the power of increasing your strength. Because let's be honest, you can grow muscle without increasing your strength. But you're going to grow muscle faster. You're going to progress faster if you build a foundation of strength to work with. So that's my advice. Always have one exercise which is focused on building strength, and then do what the hell you want with everything else. And if you're wondering how to build strength from an aesthetic perspective, I wish there was a chair here, to be honest. I'm like bending over all the time. How to build strength from an aesthetic perspective where your focus isn't on being a power lifter, because we're not eating to be a power lifter. It's to start out in that 4 rep range, warm your muscle up, gradually increase the weight, and get to a point where you're doing like a 2 rep max with the heaviest weight possible. On certain exercises, it's not ideal, I'll be honest. For example, this, any sort of squat where you've got something on your back, even in a locked position like this one, I won't want to be going to like barely getting 1 or 2 reps, potentially failing. I'd always stick to like 4, 5, 6 reps. But something like incline dumbbell press, where there's that easy escape option of just throwing the dumbbells to the side. You got to try and push yourself to that 2, failing on 1 or even getting 2 out. That's when you know if you can consistently get 2 out, you're like, right, let's keep smashing this and then let's move it up. So yeah, just keep pushing yourself. So many people, you go to the gym with them when you're like 20 years old and they pick up the 25, 30 kilos, do some dumbbell press. You go to the gym with them 10 years later and fuck all's changed because they've not been pushing themselves, they've been going through the motions. Don't go through the motions. Finish? Yeah. See you later, mate. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. So we've got 130 kilo either side. This is going to be top set. I ain't going higher than this today. I'll end up snapping my legs in half. So gonna try and just get 2 reps, play it safe. No need to impress anyone except all of you, the people of YouTube. Sometimes I wish I just took a crazy amount of steroids and lifted those incredible numbers, but safety first, family first, got to think of the long-term future. I want to be there while my daughter grows up. And I'm not saying everyone who does steroids is an idiot. A lot of people know what they're talking about, I guess. They can regulate it a lot better. But certainly holds you back being a natural in the world of social media. Most people don't want to take steroids, but they don't want to aspire to be someone who doesn't take steroids. They want to aspire to be someone who does take steroids. You get what I'm saying, right? Tough one. That's squats done. For hamstrings, I used to do a lot of Romanian deadlifts, but got to a point where I started to find it a little bit detrimental in terms of increasing the weight versus maintaining strict form, target muscles, all that sort of stuff. So I was looking for an alternative, mimicking that range of motion, mimicking that path of movement, that movement path, mimicking that, but maintaining good form and also feeling constant pressure, constant tension throughout the movement. And obviously, if you're looking for constant tension, cables are a go-to. So this is no extraordinary exercise, but this is my preferred movement now. It's not heavyweight, nice and slow. Go for maybe 3 sets of 10 and just feel real tension in the hamstrings. I like to use a sort of shoulder width bar, just basically so I'm getting pulled evenly in line with my hamstrings effectively. So yeah, let's have a look. If you've never really done this before, think about 2 things. Think about, number 1, the hamstrings, and also think about your ass. Now, this isn't booty building with Bobby, but nice squeeze at the top, a thrust at the top. It's going to really hit the glutes as well. So, you know, more bang for your buck, being more efficient with your exercises, compound movements, recruiting more muscle groups. Obviously superior to isolation movements in many ways. Also, just little tweaks you can make. A squeeze at the top, suddenly your ass is engaged. The booty's engaged. All those geezers online looking for a nice ass, they've come to the right place. Let's do 2 more sets. Decent. 1 more top set. Then we'll do some leg curls, then we'll do some calves, and we're pretty much done for the day. Go home and just sit there all day doing nothing because it's like 7 in the morning. And I've already maximized my fun. Nothing else to look forward to. I don't think we can see the stack, but this is a full stack, 75 kilos. It's nothing impressive though when you think about the distribution of the weight. It's very light compared to a barbell and even a 20-45 plate on either side. It's very similar. So it's not always about pounding the weights, even though I do advocate for lifting heavy as I did previously in this same video. Let's do hamstring curls. It's a bit of a sexy one, this geez. It's a bit of a sexy one. I've got a little method. I've learned a couple of tricks from Charles Glass. Charles Glass is my old school bodybuilder of the day to recommend to you. Search for GOB, Godfather of Bodybuilding, Charles Glass. All sorts of great little tidbits on there. And on this one, he recommended pushing your body up with your arms. I'll show you right now, in order to create a sort of straight foundation, so it makes that contraction a little bit more intense, as opposed to completely relaxing your upper body on the pad. Let's have a look. Nice lightweight again. Go for, 12 reps. So, as opposed to this, that's got to be some of the most pornographic content I've ever put out there. Like I'm getting smashed from behind. Here we go. Now for this one, I like to decrease the weight. Really small muscle, really sort of small point of contraction, if that makes sense. The engagement, it's like minimal to feel it. So in that case, if I go heavier, start recruiting other sorts of muscles, start thrusting my lower back into it, your hip flexors, pushing, I don't want any of that. Only problem with this machine, in my opinion, is it's a bit thick. It's really wide. I'd prefer it if it was a bit more narrow. Just basically support your thighs, and the distance down is really long as well. Sometimes less is more. This is going to look like I'm getting absolutely pounded from behind. Let's have a look. That's it. It's nice, geezers, it's nice. Let's hit one more set. I'll show you from this angle. Again, lightweight, intense contraction, sexy point of view this time. Imagine that I'm being pounded. You can see who's pounding me. This is the sort of mindset that takes you to the next level in the gym. Not the biggest range of motion there. Doesn't need to be, just that squeeze, contraction. You feel it, you hold it, job done, repeat. Right, in this gym, there's no dedicated calf machine, which is a bit frustrating, to be honest. I do like the seated calf machine, you know, with the pads that go on your knees. So I have to use the leg press or the V squat machine that we used at the beginning. A little bit frustrating, but you know, calves have been doing nicely the last year or two. It's really important, guys, to not let age, circumstance, you know, lifestyle sort of dictate how successful you are in the gym. It's really important to just be like, fuck it, if I want to improve, I want to improve. Because I always think to myself, imagine the world before social media, where people are talking all the time about, oh, I'm natural, excuses. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Things like the genetic limit would have existed in the past, but people wouldn't be using it as an excuse. People wouldn't be going online, looking at things they aspire to, and thinking to themselves, can't do it because I'm not taking anything. I can't do it because I'm natural. Those Greek gods weren't taking steroids, lads. I don't think they were anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. If they uncovered some sort of natural early form of steroids, maybe a herb, something along those lines, drop a comment down below, because I'll be going straight to Greece to get some. Last but not least, let's build some sexy boy calves. So don't come here, don't come to this channel for advice. This isn't the calf channel. My calves are struggling just like everyone else in the world, but we work hard, we don't make excuses, and we keep trying to improve. So I've found that high reps are definitely beneficial. High reps, but challenging weight. So maybe 15 to 20 reps at a reasonable weight. I was doing body weight stuff, obviously during like COVID lockdown. Can you say COVID on YouTube? I don't know. During lockdown, obviously it was predominantly body weight exercises, and you know, it feels okay for a certain amount of time, but I feel like you hit a plateau fast when you're only doing body weight. I'm not talking about those crazy calisthenics athletes. They're cool, they're doing their thing. But I think if you want to build some muscle, you gotta go for some decent weight. You gotta keep on pushing yourself. It's called progressive overload. So for this one, I like a solid foundation on the back, and what I mean is, I like to bring the chair a bit higher. So you can really sink your ass into it. Slight bend. That was a decent warm-up set. Now, something to be careful of, I've noticed when you're doing your calves, is if you've got some sort of imbalance, particularly in like your hip flexors, it can really manipulate your angles, which can then, so basically as you put your feet on the pad, you feel like they're even, but as you start to work, you notice, particularly with calves and also with, like, for example, hack squats on the Smith machine, when you're sort of balancing yourself out, you notice like, oh, wait a minute, this one's naturally being pushed a little bit inwards or outwards, and therefore it's creating an imbalance. And then when I start to work, the dominant side takes over, and that has caused lots of problems for me in the past. When you train for strength, here's a learning experience for you. You want to get stronger, you're going to notice those imbalances faster as you get stronger, because the imbalance is going to present itself as an imbalance of strength, as opposed to a muscular imbalance, you know, a size imbalance, a visual imbalance, although you can see those sometimes too. So I would say, always spend a good few seconds, 15, 20 seconds, maneuvering your body, getting yourself in a position, do a couple of practice reps, not warm-up reps, practice reps, where you're seeing to yourself, is this correct? Am I working both of these muscles evenly? And that way you can correct tragedy before tragedy occurs. Listen guys, that's it for this one. I'm going to do a couple more heavier sets on this, but you don't need to see that. So thank you for joining me on this leg day escapade. Subscribe to the channel to support your boy. Like the video, because not many people watch them. The more likes, the more it gets pushed out. Comment something nice underneath. Do you like this new bald hairstyle? I'm thinking of growing it back. I don't know, it takes forever to grow. Have a great day guys, and until the next one, bye bye.